All right, everybody, we're coming to you live at Lewis Cafeteria, May 14, 2022, and I got the Jack Yates class of 1966 by my side, and coming all the way. Well, Sam, where did we come from? I know we come from Dallas. What part of Dallas did we come out of?
Oh, we're part of Dallas. I came out of was City Hill, Grand Prairie, but L.A. was my.
Okay, Sam, man, I'm so glad that we talked because me and Sam Roy, me and Buddy here, we go back in the radio, you guys. And then when we was in the radio, I remember you, Sam, working at KULF, AM station here in Houston. And doing the news. And and I seen the thing and where you left. And you went into news department because that's what you was, a newsman.
Yeah.
You weren't a disc jockey, you was a newsman.
Yeah, I was a bullshitter. I told the truth, but I told some bullshit. And I went to L.A. with Stevie Wonder.
Okay, and this is one of, wait a minute, now this is what I heard being at radio at KYOK, that you went to work at Stevie Wonder radio station. Stevie Wonder brought you to L.A.?
Yeah.
Okay,
him and Jim Maddox, Jewel.
I was finna say Jewel McGowan's husband. Because they used to work at K-Day, KDAY. Back in the day when I was working me and Baby Dave was working at KYOK. They was working, Jim Maddox was the program director at KD. Am I right or wrong?
At KYOK.
And then he came down here when a lot of these people don't understand this, but for Magic 102, when Monty Laney turned the station over to the FM, he came down here and opened up KMJQ, Magic 102. That was Jim Maddox.
And they played nothing but music.
Jim Maddox was the husband of Jewel McGowan.
Yeah.
Our Jewel McGowan coming out of Jack Yates.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now explain to us, Sam, your journey to coming into work with Stevie Wonder and his radio station. But this is when Stevie first started buying stations, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, well, maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure, but I know he called me once out on the hotline when I was at KYOK doing news, and he said, "Man, is this Sam Putnam?" I said, "Yeah." So with that nasty sound, I said, "Yeah." He says, "This Stevie Wonder." I said, "Man, what the hell? Don't get out of here." And he put Jim Maddox on the phone. Then I knew it was Stevie. And 2 weeks later, I was in L.A. on KJLH. So I was there, stayed there, and had a little nice career. Then I went to KACE with Steve and Sam, and hey, had a hell of a career there. There, I made #1 newsman, BRE Newsman of the Year in 1991.
Wow, man! And then when you came to Dallas, was that one of Stevie Wonder's station?
No, that's when it hit the fan. Skip Murphy and Company. I came and it was just incredible.
Did you enjoy Dallas or L.A. the most, Sam?
I enjoyed L.A., but I never enjoyed a show working with people like Skip Murphy and Company in Dallas.
And that's where you're at today?
No, we're not. No, we're retired.
Oh, y'all retired, but y'all was on the air.
Still make appearances, but
okay. Now, what is that? An FM station up in Dallas?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Wow. K104.
K104.
Yeah, that's what my phone number is.
Wow. Now, Sam, all of the stations that you have worked at, because a lot of people don't understand how the K's and the W's on one side of Mississippi is the K's, and on the other side of Mississippi is the W's.
That's right.
But now you always work for the K's, right?
No, I worked WBAP in L.A. in Dallas for a while, and that was a news station, and
okay.
I did news for I can't think of the guy's name. The conservative guy. He just died a couple of years ago.
Now let me ask you this: when you was up in Dallas, did Steve Harvey and them, was they ever on that? Was y'all ever?
He used to come and watch me work. He used to take notes every Friday. Steve Harvey would come and take notes.
And he was coming to Dallas.
He lived in Dallas.
He lived in Dallas.
Yeah.
Wow, man, you got so much history, Sam. And then, if I'm not mistaken, Tom Joyner came out of Dallas.
That was my boy, man. That was I had got so much respect for him because he's the one that started everything off for the blacks that in this business.
And I look back at Tom Joyner, and I remember when me and Baby Dave was, and by the way, this is Luther. I'm going to talk to him too because he's a pastor out there in Georgia. But right now I'm talking with Mr. Sam Putney. What is the club?
Slammy. Sam Putney, the club is my Facebook, but I'm Slammy Sammy. I had so many names, man.
Man, what was so surprising because I never thought that you would be that personality, because you were so quiet. And you were so, yeah. Well, then he ran, well, Sam and Luther and Herb, he ran in that circle with them quiet people like Freshelle Stewart, Michelle Swain, Felicia Allen, and all of them. Sam was in that circle with them.
Yeah, because we all were.
All was in that circle.
We were competing academically. No, we weren't quiet. They weren't quiet either. Well, Francelle maybe a little quiet, but Felicia was a little quiet. Felicia weren't quiet. Yeah, none of them really quiet.
Well, they had me fooled, because I was a fool.
Yeah, you was. You didn't know what was going on.
And to see that, Sam, that you came in full circle and you back home, you here visiting with your friends and all of your classmates. We are so glad that we got you down here, and we are still praying for Mark to come around. Mark is always on our prayer list.
Good, man. Yeah,
I want everybody to understand that Mark is still on our prayer list. And today we honored all of the fallen Jack Yates, and we cannot go without talking about Billy and EJ.
Yeah, oh yeah, man.
Because I was raised up with you guys, man.
I know. Come on, Billy.
So I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for you can be here, Sam. And I want to thank you, and I want to bring in my next man, Mr. Luther Felder. Should I say Pastor Luther Felder?
Say Luther Felder.
Okay, because today you ain't the pastor. Today ain't Sunday. Today Saturday. So today, and you're around your friends and your family here in Houston.
And I'm always just Luther.
Luther, tell me about the situation. First of all, my always condolence to Baby Dave. I did a special about Baby Dave and how much Baby Dave meant to me.
Yeah.
Coming in the radio, because without Baby Dave, it wouldn't have been a Bobby Boo Lee Williams.
Yeah.
And how much thankful I had him. And every time, and he always in my heart, because every time I hear a Charlotte record, I know it come from Baby Dave. Dave broke every Charlotte record that you hear today. When it first got played in Houston, Texas, it got played on Baby Dave Felder Show.
I didn't know that.
I know. And you know what was so good, and I couldn't say all this during the funeral because there was so much excitement going. But Baby Dave would always do air checks.
Yeah.
That's why he would go all over the country, Luther. Because every show Dave did, he would check his air to make sure how he sounded.
That's right.
And if it sounded real good, he would send them out, these tapes out to these different places. That's how he was in Cleveland, and he wound up at KKDA in Dallas.
Right.
And me and him, I even rode down there with him, and your cousin Cecil.
Yeah, that's right.
I rode down there with them.
Yeah.
Sam, I want you to listen to this. Because when Dave was working at KKDA, Grand Prairie was a hick station and a redneck station.
That's right.
Didn't have no black folks nowhere close around now. Yeah, he was in Grand Prairie, Soul Sucking 73.
And he used to go to work early in the morning.
He used to work the afternoon.
Tom Joyner, when he go to work in a limousine, Tom Joyner would look at him and say, "Man, what is this cat doing?"
Yeah, he worked there. In fact, Chuck Smith hired him.
Yeah.
Tony Price was working there. I know because I rode down there with Baby Dave. I took Cecil, me and Cecil and Baby Dave went out. Yeah, we went out to a street called Oakland and some projects, to a club one night, to a party. And we started dancing. I didn't know none of the people, but Cecil would always go out there and do PR work. Your cousin.
Yeah, that's right.
He would do the PR work. We went out there to a club. Yeah, we went to this party. And then the girl was dancing real close to me, and I didn't know none of them crazy guys. I knew it looked like Fifth Ward to me. That's what it looked like to me. It didn't even look like Third Ward. It looked like Fifth Ward. And one boy, and them was some rugged looking dude. And I was dancing with this girl, and this guy say, I said, come on. He hollered in her ear, and I just pushed her over there to here. Because I knew, and I told Baby Dave and told Cecil, let's get the hell out of here, man. You don't know none of these people. You only met these people on the air. Yeah, all of this is serious. And I knew you didn't know. That's why I'm so glad we are here to testify, and Luther here to know because he kept a track of his brother.
That's right.
No matter where Dave went.
That's right.
From Cleveland to to Dallas, wherever baby Dave went, he always got in touch with his brother.
Dave he left here and went first to Indianapolis. Then he left Indianapolis and went to Dallas. That's when he went to KKDA. And KKDA, he came here to KCOH and he came back from Cleveland.
Cleveland, that's where I picked him up.
With Mike Payne.
He was Mike Payne, exactly.
And Leon Isaac.
Leon Isaac Kennedy. Forever you people know about it.
Well, they came to Houston.
In case you people want to know about Leon Isaac Kennedy, that's the one that played in the penitentiary, y'all. He was a disc jockey at one time down here in Houston. This is history, y'all. That's why we are doing this. I'm the history man. I'm bringing you history. And here it is, and it's so good to know, Luther, that you can share this information because Sam is a good classmate of yours, a good friend of yours. He's been in the radio, and he didn't even know the things that you are telling him.
Yeah.
And some of the things I didn't know, but I witnessed it because I was part of it when he went and when he left KYOK. He went to work, I could even tell you the year, 1972, when he left to go to work. He left KYOK, left Rick and them.
Yeah.
Chuck Smith is the program director who hired him to go out there and be on the air. And when I was with Baby Dave and we had the apartment, he was working the afternoon drive, and KKDA was like KCOH. It only had daytime license.
Right, that's right.
And Baby Dave was signing the station off at night.
That's right.
And me and him and Chess and Cecil, we'll all go together and we'll hang out the rest of the night.
Yeah, that's right. That was Baby Dave. That was the life of my baby brother. In fact, back in the early days, he had traveled around the country in different stations and enjoyed radio, and he loved radio.
And that's the reason why I told you, Luther, how he wound up traveling around the station, because he always would make air checks and he'll send them out to these different program directors.
Yeah.
And they couldn't help but to love his air checks and all of his promotion that he was doing, because he was working with these great stars like Mike Payne, you were saying.
Yeah.
These are well-known disc jockeys back in the day.
Right. And he was in Augusta, Georgia on 2 occasions.
Right.
At Foxy Radio, which was James Brown's station.
Exactly. He went to work with James, and some of you people didn't know about James Brown used to have a radio station. Baby Dave worked for James Brown. Am I joking?
That's right. He went to Foxy Radio in the 80s. Went to James Brown station in North Augusta in South Carolina. It's Augusta, Georgia, but North Augusta, South Carolina is where the station was located.
And a good memory of him, because he wanted me to come and join him, is when they all went out to, I think it was one of Dick Oppenheimer's radio stations, and Bobby Earl and him and Boogaloo, they all was out there. If I'm not mistaken, it was Little Rock, Arkansas, one of those.
It was in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yeah, wow, thank you, Luther. Because
when it was in Little Rock, Arkansas, some of you may not know, Khalid Muhammad. Harold Van, as some folks from Phyllis Wheatley would know, graduated Phyllis Wheatley in '66. Khalid Muhammad was Minister Farrakhan's national spokesperson at one time.
Wow.
And Khalid Muhammad actually started the new Black Panther Party.
Wow.
He was a graduate of Phyllis Wheatley. Like brothers, we were like this thick as thieves, all of us. And Khalid was the best man in Dave's wedding in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Wow.
Back in,
because I remember when him and his Khalita was going together back in the day, and I remember that all of this was part of Baby Dave's legacy, man, and he meant so much to KYOK, so much to KCOH, and so much to Jack Yates and Third Ward, man. But now, before I close out, Luther, a lot of people, your classmates, such as Walter Richards, Russell Richardson.
Yeah, Russell.
See, all of these guys look at these videos, and I just want to let them know, and some of the classmates that you have out of the class of 1966, and we were so glad to see Jackie come up here.
Yeah.
And Luther, but before we close out, just give us an idea of what you're doing today.
I am the campus pastor, the chaplain at Payne College in Augusta, Georgia. I was pastor of a church. I just retired from the United Methodist Conference in Georgia, and I'm now just serving as a professor of religion and assistant professor of religion and chaplain for Payne College.
You know, now before I close out too here, I just want to mention this here about Trinity Methodist Church. You know, people always say, man, they always recognize you and your dad and baby Dave from Trinity East.
Right.
Am I not mistaken?
That's right.
Oh, and Trinity East is over there off of McGowan and Darling.
Yeah.
And did your father pastor there for years?
My grandfather pastored it when it was a young church. My father pastored it and moved it into the current sanctuary. And my brother pastored it. So they've had 3 pastors from my family at Trinity East.
And that at Trinity East.
Trinity East on McGowan St. Charles.
That Methodist.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Luther.
Thank you.
And you and Sam have a safe trip going back.
Yeah.
And thank y'all so much, man, for doing this with me.
Well, it's my pleasure.
Because it meant a lot to me to have you guys come together.
Well, it means a lot to me to be able to go on Facebook and see this.
And by the way, the guy I was thinking about that I work with at WBAP, which is in Dallas, I don't know how they got the W, Rush Limbaugh.
Wow.
Yeah, I work with Rush Limbaugh in Dallas.
Wow, man, that's history. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Luther.
Thank you. You're doing a marvelous job. Great, yeah.
And thank y'all so much.
Thank you for keeping us abreast of what's happening at home.
Thank y'all.